Our group members is Danish Hadi bin Razali Hisham, Nur Ain Muhammad Amin, Fatin Farisha binti Muhammad Yusuf, and Nur Fatima Yusmaliza binti Muhammad Rizwan. About company Cidols Sdn Bhd is a manufacturer company of cosmetic ingredients catering to current market trend to facilitate advancement while maintaining sustainability for the future. It was established in the year 2013 to provide local personal solutions for the formulators and has quickly risen to prominence as a leading player in the specialty ester manufacturing industry for personal care products. The company product portfolio comprehensive and diverse as they offers wide range of specialty ester including emollients, emulsifiers, solubilizer, thickeners, film formers, sensory enhancer, and so on. The company vision is to transform the personal care product landscape by providing cutting-edge specialty ester that not only meet but exceed industry standards. The initiatives include investing in renewable energy sources, implementing waste reduction and resource optimization strategies, ethical and responsible sourcing of raw materials, pioneering eco-friendly ester alternatives, certifications, and compliance. For the location of Cidols Sdn Bhd is located at 37 Jalan Selat Selatan 7/KS5 Taman Perindustrian Sobenarjaya, Pandamaran 42000 Pelabuhan Kelang, Selangor, which is in Sustainable Industrial Park.
The company missions include invest for a sustainable future and come together as a team to create solutions that nurture, protect and improve the performance as a contribution to a sustainable future. There are 4 company competence which include connecting creative mind to find the best solution for the market needs, then well represented in the market intermediate info from the customer, equipped with good facilities to produce high quality products, and lastly is able to tailor-make a product with specific specification. The company value the embrace creativity for innovative solution, emphasizing on natural ingredients. Then, they also strive on sharing good solutions to achieve a more sustainable future. And lastly, they protect ideas and information from customer. They work on their talk and do what is right.
There are 6 objective sets for our project. First, have an exposure to a real industrial environment, and then know the equipment and tools used in Cidols, and learn the technical processes conducted in industry, discover the occupational safety and health practices in Cidols company, and then get knowledge and skill sharing from the engineer in the Cidols company, and lastly, seek a potential place for an internship program and future work opportunity in Cidols company. Process flow diagram of Cidols company consists of reactor diagram and short path distillation diagram. For reactor diagram, this process involves valve called as pneumatic valve, which can determine how much air passes through and in which direction. This valve can be operated in operator mode, which can be controlled manually or programmed. The raw material with the presence of nitrogen gases and steam line flows to the reactor. For raw material of nitrogen, we want it to be 2.26 meter per second as set by flow meter, then the program is set to less than 3.00 meter per second. If nitrogen input is larger than 3.00 meter per second, the pneumatic valve will be automatically turned off. All the materials flow to the reactor. It was set from 1 atm to its vacuum pressure. As we heat the product in the reactor, it will vaporize and then go into E101, which is a condenser. The condenser function, when we pull vacuum, then the vacuum will suck all the gas and will be condensed in E101. When going into the condenser, it will be converted into liquid, and liquid will go up to V101 because it has been sucked by P108. V101 is a decanter, which is the same as a storage container. P108 is attached to E102, which is a heat exchanger for vacuum pumps. Vacuum pump is to operate reducing the pressure from 1 atm to 61.60 millibar. It must have high capability, which is the pump will have high temperature. Then heat exchanger works to reduce the temperature of the pump. All the condensed product will go into P101, which is pump, by using density. Then it will flow to V102, which is a vessel where we place our product or put our product temporarily. For example, if we want to proceed with short path distillation, then we can put the product in V102 temporarily. In conclusion, P101 is a discharged line to transfer the product from the reactor to V102 before going to short path distillation.
After the product passes through the storage tank, designated as V102, the product proceeds through the pipeline pumped by pump P102. Then it enters the degasser, which is D1. The product then continues to be pumped by P103, followed by its flow into the distillation column for the short path distillation process, referred to as D2. A vacuum state pump helps this process. Beneath the distillation column, D2, are two pumps, which is one for the distillate line, P104, and another one is for the residue line, P105. Pump P104 facilitates the transfer of the product to the distillate line, which directly flows into storage tank V103. From there, it continues into pump P103. This continuous circulation process persists until the desired conditions are achieved. Simultaneously, during this circulation process, the residue line undergoes continuous circulation. The product from the residue line is redirected back into V102 before flowing back into the pipeline. This cyclical flow is estimated to take approximately 15 to 16 hours depending on the specific requirements. The product can be redirected to either distillate line or residue line. When the desired output is distillate, the IVC is used to transfer. In addition, when the objective is to obtain the residue, the control is adjusted to direct the product to the residue line, where it will be stored for subsequent production.
The production sequence of ester includes 10 steps, which is start with charging process, full with vacuum, heating, vacuum reaction, cooling, neutralizing, stream stripping, undergo short path distillation, filtration, and last with drumming process. I will explain further about the process in individual equipment part. At first, we will use the reactor tank for charging process. The amount of raw materials was weighed and then charged into the reactor tank. It allowed the reaction to occur during the whole process. And it's critical to prevent the leakage or unwanted interaction with surroundings. The next one is pull and breathe vacuum pump. This unit was used for pull vacuum process, which is the excess oxygen was removed from the materials as it prevents the materials from oxidizing. Next equipment is heat exchanger, which is designed to efficiently transfer heat from one medium to another. It was used for heating process. It heated up the reactor from 30 degrees Celsius to 230 degrees Celsius, which is the maximum temperature for producing ester. After that, the vacuum reaction process was take place in the vacuum pump. The process was about to distill out the acid value and the hydroxy acid value from the reactor until it reaches the specification needed. And then the heat exchanger was used again to cool down the temperature of the reactor. For the steam stripping process, we will use superheated steam. This process aims to reduce order from the product based on customer specification. Some customers want a high smell product and some others want a low smell product. The short path distillation apparatus was used for separation purpose. Each unit in SPD apparatus plays a crucial role to enabling the separation process of the components. The components were separated based on their different boiling point and vapor pressure. Then the final product will enter the filtration unit, which involves hot filtration. It ensures a clean ester product by removing unreacted solid or solid byproducts from passing through. Then the 5-liter clarified for improved appearance and downstream application. Lastly, drum were used for storing the ester. it was cleaned and inspected before use to ensure there is no contaminants or residue left. The feed drums are then transported to the equipment to move and stack the drums safely.
So I will explain about the next part, which is occupational safety and health, or we call as OSH. Basically, it focuses mainly on preventing injuries to personnel that can result from incidents associated with the job that they perform at the workplace. And also, OSH is also responsible for making sure that working environment are safe and healthy. So some of the major responsibilities of OSH officers include designing safe working procedures, performing working site inspections, as well as providing necessary trainings on various workplace safety, health, and risk-related issues. So, actually, Cidols Sdn Bhd are also known to be committed to complying with the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, which is Act 514, Codes of Practice, and other safety guidance material. So, they are committed to maintain and provide a safe and healthy workplace for all employees and workers, as well as clients, visitors, and members of the public. So, according to the company itself, the management are required to give training to all employees and workers about OSH awareness. So this training provide training to all employees because it can help employees to gain knowledge and skill that they needed to identify and avoid workplace hazards. So this awareness can help prevent incidents and injuries, which can create a safer working environment. So the second one is they provide appropriate safety equipment and personal protective equipment, or we call as PPE. So the primary purpose of safety equipment and PPE is to protect workers from occupational hazards and potential injuries, which includes protection from physical, chemical, biological, and ergonomic hazards that may be present in the workplace. So certain safety equipment and PPE such as fire extinguishers, emergency IO stations, and respiratory protection are essential for emergency preparedness. So because they can enable workers to respond effectively in case of unforeseen incidents or accidents. The third part is the company itself have provide safety and healthy working environment condition where it can contribute to employee satisfaction and also retention. And employees are more likely to stay with a company that values their well-being and provides a workspace where they feel secure. So when this employee feel safe and healthy in this kind of environment, they are more likely to be productive because when they feel physically and mentally well, they can focus on their tasks without distractions or concern about their safety. So lastly, the company itself ensure that their business complies with all OSH legislation requirements, which is it is designed to identify and mitigate workplace hazards. And this compliance involves assessing and managing risks, implementing control measures, and also creating a safer working environment to the employees. So this can help in preventing accidents and minimize the potential impact of occupational hazards. So next is about the problem and solution. So a problem is described as an undesired or harmful problems or circumstances that must be addressed and overcome. So when attempting to develop and market high quality produce items, obviously there will be challenges that we will face. So according to the engineer that we interviewed, there were some issues that occur where I divided into three parts, which touch technical, production, and safety issues. So firstly, there was an issue of leaking of pipeline, which is occurs due to the pressurized raw materials in the pipeline, which they can detect the leaking by various ways, such as spraying acetone on the pipeline area that we suspect has leaking. And we can also supply a high pressure of nitrogen gas to the equipment line, such as in pumps. Then spray the salt water to the suspected pump area. So there will be bubbles that form, which indicate the place where the leaking is. So, according to the engineer, to counter this issue, the engineer gave that we need to make sure that the raw materials supplied to the pipeline are not pressurized and the employee must follow the SOP given by the company. However, our suggestion is to do regular inspection on each of the equipment used to check if there are any potential hazard and damage to the equipment. For example, like material degradation and also corrosion. So other than that, the company also should put alarms as a safety measure, such as alarm to prevent overflow. Next, according to the engineer, they don't have any proper way to handle their waste material. Thus, they usually minimize waste material through treatment and recycling, where they reuse certain waste materials within their own process. And in my opinion, the waste material can be reduced by exploring waste to energy method, because this can be done by using certain waste material as a source of energy through incineration or other thermal process. So as a result, this can help to offset energy costs and reduce the overall environmental impact. Other than that, they can collaborate and expand networks with other companies to explore joint initiatives for waste reduction and sustainability. Lastly, there was an accident that occurred to one of their employees where he was splashed by sodium hydroxide, which is fed in high concentration from a reactor. So, since sodium hydroxide is an acid, it usually has the characteristic of having a pungent smell and fumes that can burn our eyes, skin, or result in permanent damage or death. Thus, according to the engineer, the solution is to ensure that your employees wear PPE in the workplace. And other than that, it is important to make sure that the plant has a production sequence to ensure that the operator follows the SOP of the company to avoid any incident. However, our suggestion is to ensure that the employees are well trained on the proper use of tools, PPE, and equipment which covers specific hazards associated with it during the manufacturing process. Moreover, the company must clearly communicate and label any potential hazards in the workplace to ensure that the employees understand the risks associated with different substances used in the manufacturing process.
Every goal that was established for this project is being accomplished thanks to Encik Muhammad Syahmi Al-Naqim bin Shamsudin, a production engineer of Cidols Sdn Bhd. We were able to get all the information about the industry. There might be a misinformation from our project, but we managed to overcome all of that to make this project happen. From this project, it enabled us to understand and go through the equipment, processes, and the reaction that might occur inside the industry. We can now understand about the processing of how alcohol and carboxylic acid can turn into the final product, which is ester, where it undergoes the esterification process. They have proven a remarkable and dedication to the company since the company is now growing into a bigger industry.